Children today are growing up in a world that's changing fast. But not all spaces they live in are changing at the same pace for them. Watch through this video to understand the world through your child's lens. Hi, and welcome back to our series of Mindful Parenting. Today, this video isn't about what is right or wrong. It's about understanding what is changing. Because the truth is, children today are growing up in a very different world. Their thoughts, their exposure, and their emotional awareness. Everything is evolving. And yes, schools are slowly adapting to this change. But many of us as parents and caregivers are still holding on to the ways we were raised. And that's completely natural. But the challenge is, children are trying to understand both. Let's look at few simple moments to understand the whole crux of it. Expression versus silence. At school, children are encouraged to express themselves respectfully. But at home, sometimes we say, just listen, don't argue. So a child begins to wonder, when is it okay to speak and when is it not? And what looks like a testing limits is often just them trying to understand the rules. Emotions and academics. Schools are now saying emotions matter, but while at home, we often say, finish your work first and then let's talk. It's not wrong, but it's just different. But to a child, it may feel like their emotions can wait, and slowly they may stop expressing themselves. Every child learns differently. Schools are trying to support different learning styles and pace. But at home, comparisons sometimes happen between siblings, cousins, and classmates. So a child hears two messages: be yourself, but also, why aren't you like others? And that may be confusing for children. Mistakes and learning. In a school, mistakes are part of learning. But at home, the same mistakes can sometimes bring frustration for the adults. So for a child, one mistake carries two meanings. One says, try again, while the other says, why again? The curiosity and the questions. At school, it's always ask questions, be curious, come up with different things. But at home, not now. You don't need to know everything. Behave for your age. So the curiosity doesn't disappear. Connection before correction. Schools are always learning to connect with children first. It's a part of how they approach most situations. But at home, we also do this, but not always consistently. So sometimes we connect, sometimes we react quickly, especially on the busy and stressful days. So for children, the difference isn't whether connection happens, but it's how often it happens. And children respond better when they feel understood first and before being corrected. Now, independence. School says think independently. Home says just follow the instructions as I say. And somewhere in the middle, children are trying to find their own voices without getting into trouble. Let's bridge the gap. A simple shift, a gentle one, but not the rules. Maybe the issue isn't that schools have changed, or it's not that parents are doing anything wrong. It is just that both come from different spaces and children are trying to balance both. Here is a few small practical shifts that will help children avoid these confusions. Don't contradict on the practical shifts. Bring consistency between both the worlds. When children receive very different messages at home and at school, or even between the adults they encounter, they often focus more on adjusting rather than growing. Instead of feeling free to be themselves, they start figuring out what works with whom, just to avoid getting into trouble. But a small shift from our end can help them a big way. If children are encouraged to express themselves in one environment, we can make space for that in the other environment too, with guidance on how to express, not shutting down completely, because when both environment feels more consistent, children just don't learn to manage situations. They feel safe enough to truly try. Keep the discipline, soften the approach. Discipline doesn't have to mean control all the time. It can just look calm, clear, and a consistent response. Make emotions part of everyday conversation. Emotions doesn't need big discussion. They can be understood in small everyday moments. A simple acknowledgement like, I see you're upset, take your time, it's okay. All these help your children feel noticed and safe. When we gently open space for them to express, they learn that feelings can be spoken out and doesn't have to be hidden. Over time, this builds comfort. So whether they are at home or at school or in a different environment, they would feel more confident, understanding to handle their own emotions. Treat mistakes consistently. How we respond to mistake matters. Children learn how to see mistakes by watching us. When mistakes are treated as a part of learning, both at home and in school environment, children begin to see them as something normal and not something to fear about. A small shift can help. Instead of focusing on what went wrong, we can also show what can be done next. Because when children see the same message around them, their mistakes are not failures anymore, but steps to improve themselves. They slowly stop fearing them and start learning with more confidence. Partner with the school. Work together with the school. If your approach at home feels different from what the school follows, have an open conversation with the teacher, counselor, or the school head. Not to agree or disagree, but to understand each other's perspective. Because when parents, school, and child work together, it becomes easier to shape an approach that fits your child's individuality and their needs. So children today are not the same as we were. And it's not a problem. It's a part of an evolving way of thinking. Schools are adapting to the world they are growing into. Homes are carrying the values and experience we grew up with. So both matters. But when these two worlds feel very different, children don't just rebel. They simply feel unsure. So maybe the goal isn't to choose one over the other, but to bring both a little closer. Because when home and school move in the same direction, children don't feel pulled apart. They feel understood. And when a child feels understood, they just don't behave better, but they feel more secure, more confident about themselves. And that's something no syllabus alone can teach. Children shouldn't have to adjust so much that they forget how to be themselves. So let's make both their worlds feel a little more connected. So if this video helped you and look your child's world through a different lens, like and share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Bye-bye.